Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. This is the preview of Newcastle versus West Ham live at 12:30 kickoff on Saturday afternoon in the Premier League at St James's Park on Sky Sports. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys, including this replica Paolo Di Canio shirt, along with Clout and Blue track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts by Umbro and Admiral. Any purchases made through the link in the description below. Doesn't have to be the West Ham stuff. If you're Newcastle supporter, I think there's gear in there as well. There's England shirts in there. There's foreign retro shirts as well. Any purchases made whatsoever, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, I'll be sending directly on to Iron Supporting Food Banks, the charity in the Newham area that are helping those that are reliant on food banks to get them through these very, very difficult times. So as always, guys, let's start off by talking about the officials. The referee is Kevin Friend. His assistants are Simon Beck and Adrian Holmes. The fourth official is Darren England. On VAR is Simon Hooper, and his assistant is Matthew Wilkes. So a lot better options than what we had last week when we played Leicester, because we had Mike Dean on as a referee and we had Michael Oliver on VAR, which, to be fair, they did well, which I'll come on to in a few minutes, bar one thing. But anyway, last time out in the Premier League, Newcastle beat Burnley away 2-1 at Turf Moor, despite being 1-0 down at half-time, which is exactly the fight you need to be having when you're in a relegation scrap, as Newcastle are. You know, they won the game, as I said, 2-1 with goals from Murphy and St Maximin, all but securing their Premier League status, with 6 points clear of Fulham, but Fulham have a game in hand over them as it stands at the moment. So very, very interesting from that point of view. You know, St Maximin is a very, very good player. One player I think we need to be looking out for as well. As always, Callum Wilson as well. He's got 10 goals and 5 assists so far this season in all competitions for Newcastle. So those two together, very, very Almiron as well, if I remember correctly, he's got 5 goals and 2 or 3 assists as well. So again, we need to be trying to keep these guys quiet. Now, Steve Bruce has been playing a 4-4-2 formation throughout pretty much the whole of the season, especially the last 7 or 8 fixtures. So again, I think that, as I said last week, we know as a 4-4-2 loving nation, for that matter, is we know the strengths and the weaknesses of that, and we could easily exploit that, which is why I would like us to have a back 4 rather than a back 3. But again, we'll come on to that in just a few minutes. Now, of course, we all remember the reverse fixture right at the start of the season, which made us think, you know, we're all going to get relegated. You know, we've got no option, we've got no sight. But boy, were we wrong, huh? We were really, really wrong. I was one of those guys that thinking, Christ almighty, this is going to be a bloody long season. If we keep playing like this, then we are getting relegated. PremierInjuries.com does show long-term injuries with no return dates as of the time of this recording for Ryan Fraser due to a groin and hip injury, Lascelles due to an ankle injury, Shah and Hayden with their knee injuries, but it looks like Hayden was completely ruled out for the season around about Easter. So from a West Ham perspective, not really the sort of injuries that will give us any problems, because they're still going to have a very, very good squad there. You know, as I say, they've been playing okay the last few games, but the results as it stands at the minute are going to be what's more important to Newcastle. So, you know, as I said, this is going to be quite an interesting tussle for us as well, because we're going to try and maintain our 4th place title hopes, shall we say. having 4th is like, let's be fair, let's be honest, guys. Finishing 4th in the table is the equivalent of us winning the league. You know, it really, really is. And there's a very, very good chance we are absolutely going to smash our 62 points ever total in the Premier League. There's a very, very good chance that's going to happen. Now, over the last 4 weeks, 1,000 of you guys that have been watching these videos are not subscribed. So please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get to know when new content is going up, and also when there's live content as well. And of course, you know, I'm trying to get to 1,900. It'd be nice to try and get to 2,000, but I can't see it within the next 7 or 8, this next 7 games. So we're 15 away from 1,800. Come on, guys, please
do, help me out. Like this video if you're liking it so far, but more importantly, please hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell. 1,800 subscribers isn't that much to ask. It's just 15 left. That's all it is. Now, turning to West Ham, we again lost a 3-0 lead for the third game in a row now against Leicester on Sunday, with a brilliant brace from Jesse Lingard and a great goal from Bowen as well. Very happy with that, with Souček being the provider for Bowen's goal and Bowen being the provider for Lingard's second. So my fantasy league did really, really well, as you would have seen yesterday or Thursday, depending on when you're watching this. But yeah, it's yeah, wasn't brilliant. My fantasy league was terrible anyway. But we conceded 2 well taken goals from Iheanacho in the second half. Now, as I said, when I talked to Bill on Garage Football, and as we would have talked about tonight if you're a preview, or last night if you're watching us on YouTube, during the live weekly chat, that Iheanacho's first goal shouldn't have happened because Masuaku gave the ball away. The second goal, there's nothing we can do about it because Iheanacho was alive and literally found a foot clear and went for it and smashed it, and bam, it's 3-2. But at the same point, as we were talking through the watch along for the game, we took our foot off the gas a lot in the second half and started to crumble once again. So, you know, it is really, really difficult for us to try and keep a clean sheet when we're 2 or 3 goals up. It's really, really hard for us at the minute. But this is West Ham. We're not expecting to be playing Champions League style football in one season. You know, this is Moyes' full season. So he's doing an absolutely fantastic job, and in my opinion, no bias here, just purely talking from a football fan perspective, there is not one manager that is in the race for manager of the year than deserves, manager of the season I should say, than deserves it more than David Moyes. It just isn't. Manchester United and Manchester City are in the place in the table where they're supposed to be every single season. Ballista is keeping a very, very good, slightly ill-disciplined, but very, very well performed across the entire season. Leeds team as high in the table as he possibly can, which is your remit for when you get promoted from the Championship. We are the only team that is the highest place in the table that's overachieving, and nobody expected us to be in the top 10 at the start of the season, much less fighting to try and secure a top 6 finish. It's mental. But so for me, Moyes is manager of the year. Now, turning to West Ham injuries, to paraphrase Lord Elrond from the Lord of the Rings movies, our squad options are running thin. You know, it's getting worse. But we were so fortunate throughout this entire season of the injuries. We hardly had any, really, if you think about it. We haven't really had any starting 11 players fall down, with the exception of Antonio. There was a little bit of Allaire throughout the season. You know, obviously Diop and Balbuena were isolating due to COVID at the start of the season. But in general, we've only really had a handful of injuries, which is phenomenal, which again is one of the reasons why we are in the table where we are, is because the injury record was slow since the start of the season, and now is obviously picking up pace. Bonner is still a return for this game, but it still says that he's ruled out at the time of this recording. So, as are Antonio and Rice. So there's, you know, that it could happen. We'll have to wait and see. We'll generally have to wait and see. Yarmolenko and Randolph as well are ruled out for this game. Noble is a 50% chance of returning from his elbow injury that he picked up during the Leicester game. Again, an unsung hero for 2 games in a row now. It's possible he could be back for this fixture. I don't think he will be. And it looks like Creswell's 25% chance of due to his possible hamstring pull. But both are being assessed, and it seems that Creswell, as it stands at the moment, could be out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So coming to the starting 11 was one of the hardest videos I've had to do for a while, because we know that Lanzini's still out of the squad at the minute due to the knock that he picked up just before the Wolves game. So our midfield options are limited, to say the least. I've said all season we've got a paper thin squad. We needed more people in the summer window and in the January transfer window. Let's not forget we got rid of Snodgrass and Allaire only really bought in Jesse Lingard, albeit on loan. So as much as I'm not criticising Lingard in any shape or form, he's absolutely fantastic. He's the highest goal scorer and assist maker so far this season since his debut in January. If we'd have bought him in the summer, Christ knows where we would be now with his goal tally. We genuinely, it's mental. But anyway, so coming to the starting 11, it was one of the hardest starting 11s. I've literally had non-stop thinking about this since the Leicester game, since Noble and Creswell got their knocks that they picked up, or their strained, whichever way you want to look at it. So as a result, guys, again, this is my starting 11. It's a little bit unorthodox, but this is literally the only possible thing I can think we should be able to do with the starting 11. So here we go.
Fabianski in goal, with a back four of Soufal, Dawson, Diop and Johnson, holding midfielders of Souček and Coventry, with a midfield of Bowen, Fornals and Masuaku, with Lingard up front. So thank you very much for your time, guys. As always, let me know what your thoughts are on the starting 11. Do you agree with me going for a 4-1-4-1 formation? I know it's a bit of a risk starting Connor Coventry as the defensive midfielder or holding midfielder, depending on your point of view. But I don't think Noble's going to be back. I don't think Lanzini's going to be back. That's the only thing I can possibly think of. Johnson at left back, as great as Balbuena was doing, I would just like to see Johnson start at left back. You know, taking his Man City debut out of the equation last season. Johnson's a very, very good player, and to start the game, I'd prefer him to start. There's more than a good chance that Balbuena's going to be in the starting left back position, or maybe even starting centre back, with Masuaku being a wing back rather than just the attacking winger that I've put him down as. But as I say, let me know, because nobody is getting this far by the looks of things. No one is telling me their starting 11s or any comments whatsoever so far. So guys, please do let me know. If you like the video, please do like it and share it with people that you may know that want to watch it. And as I said, please do subscribe if you're enjoying it. So in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves, and I will see you at 12:20 on Saturday afternoon for the live watch along, where we talk about the game as it happens, and it'd be nice to see you there as always. In the meantime, look after yourselves, take care. The pubs are open now, albeit we can only sit outside at the minute, but it's better than nothing. Life is getting back to normal, and the quicker the season ends, the more we'll be getting our lives back to normal by the looks of things. So look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best.